For years, Jeffrey Epstein's name has been synonymous with scandal. A convicted sex offender, a financier with no clear source of wealth, and a man whose social circle extended deep into the world's most powerful institutions. But new documents released by the U.S. Justice Department reveal something far more disturbing than previously understood. These records, spanning more than 3 million pages, offer a rare and unsettling look into Epstein's orbit. Politicians, billionaires, media figures, intelligence-linked operatives, and world leaders. Tonight, we examine what these documents reveal. Not rumors, not speculation, but what is written, recorded, and preserved in official investigative files. This is the story of Jeffrey Epstein's network, how it operated, who was involved, and why its influence persisted for so long. On Friday, the U.S. Department of Justice released one of the most extensive collections of investigative material ever made public in a single disclosure. The files include emails, text messages, travel records, contact logs, and internal correspondence tied to Jeffrey Epstein's activities over more than a decade. What stands out is not just the volume, but the breadth of Epstein's connections. These documents confirm that Epstein was not operating in isolation. He was deeply embedded in elite circles. Across politics, finance, technology, entertainment, and international diplomacy. Even as law enforcement investigations into his trafficking of underage girls intensified, Epstein continued to meet, advise, and socialize with some of the most powerful individuals in the world. One of the most detailed revelations involves Steve Bannon, the former White House strategist and conservative political operator. Epstein's relationship with Bannon was previously acknowledged, but the newly released documents reveal a relationship that was far deeper and more sustained than publicly known. Thousands of text messages exchanged between 2018 and 2019 show near constant communication. This was after Epstein's criminal past was widely known, and just months before his death in jail. Although Epstein's name is redacted in some messages, the identity is unmistakable. He references his private jet, his multiple homes, his private island, and his anger over trafficking allegations. The messages reveal discussions ranging from pop culture to global power politics. Epstein and Bannon debated European elections, pressure campaigns against China, Middle Eastern business alliances, and strategies to reshape international coalitions. In some exchanges, Bannon claims influence over U.S. policy, including persuading President Trump to impose major tariffs on China in 2018. The two also exchange gossip about Robert Mueller's investigation, internal White House conflicts, and political media strategy. At times, the conversations turn crude, with sexual jokes and mocking references to political figures. Epstein even offered Bannon use of luxury properties in Paris and Palm Beach, access to his private jet, and assistance coordinating international travel. In one exchange, Epstein jokingly described himself as Bannon's assistant, the most highly paid travel agent in history. Bannon also provided Epstein with media coaching, advising him on interviews, public presentation, and even facial hair. As Epstein prepared for increased media scrutiny in early 2019, the documents also reveal Epstein's repeated attempts to connect with Elon Musk, attempts that largely went unanswered. Emails from 2012 to 2014 show Epstein trying again and again to arrange meetings. Musk consistently declined, citing scheduling conflicts or logistical issues. There is no evidence of any in-person meeting between the two. In one email, Epstein invited Musk to St. Thomas. Musk replied simply, "Logistics won't work this time around." Epstein later attempted to entice Musk by mentioning a dinner with filmmaker Woody Allen. Musk again declined. Still, a few exchanges stand out. Musk told Epstein he slept only 6.5 hours per night to maximize productivity. He joked about wanting to attend the wildest party on Epstein's island. before later expressing concern that it might be too peaceful for his taste. Epstein responded cryptically, referencing social ratios on the island. Musk replied dismissively. The records also show that Musk suggested Epstein visit him at the SpaceX rocket factory in California, a meeting that never occurred. Musk later became one of the loudest public voices demanding the release of Epstein-related documents. Perhaps the most troubling revelations involve Epstein's relationships with foreign leaders. The documents detail communications with ambassadors, government ministers, former heads of state, and international intermediaries. Epstein positioned himself as a fixer, someone who could open doors, broker introductions, and quietly influence outcomes. The files show he maintained contact with European officials and Russian government-linked figures, even after criminal investigations intensified. Epstein's homes and island were not merely social venues. They were informal meeting spaces where politics, finance, and power intersected. One particularly revealing set of emails involves Howard Lutnick and his wife. The documents show logistical planning for a visit to Epstein's private island, including docking instructions for a 188-foot yacht. The day after the visit, Epstein sent a message through an aide. "Nice to see you." Lutnick has since stated publicly that he spent zero time with Epstein. However, earlier interviews paint a different picture. Lutnick previously acknowledged visiting Epstein's home and described seeing a massage table, claiming he and his wife vowed never to be in Epstein's presence again. The discrepancy between past statements and newly revealed records raises serious questions about memory, accountability, and transparency. Jeffrey Epstein is dead, but the system that enabled him is not. These documents confirm what many suspected, that Epstein's power did not come from wealth alone, but from access. Access to people who shaped governments. Access to individuals who influence markets. Access to networks that rarely face scrutiny. Understanding Epstein's orbit isn't about the past. It's about recognizing how power operates in the shadows, and how accountability often stops at the very top. The question remains, how many doors remain closed?